Okay, so just continue with where we left. I just want to emphasize here. So based on this Fedler, task between task-oriented and relationship-oriented. So task-oriented leaders are more effective in two extreme conditions. That's mean in favorable condition and in unfavorable conditions. For relationship oriented leaders, relationship oriented leaders are more effective in the moderate kind of situations. So another theories as contingency theories of leadership is situational leadership theory (SLT). This theory focus on the followers. Basically based on two things: selecting the right leadership style and also based on the followers' readiness. So the leadership style is conditions or contingents upon the followers' readiness. So if followers are not ready or unable or unwilling to do tasks, leaders need to use clear and specific direction. That means they need to be autocratic. They need to use autocratic leadership style. So if followers are unable, that means they do not know, but they're willing to learn. For example, they're willing to follow the orders. So leaders need to display high task orientations to compensate for leaders' lack of ability and high relationship orientation to get them to buy into the leader's desire. So for the leaders, for the followers who are unable, that means they do not know but they are willing. That means they are they willing to cooperate with the leaders. Leaders need to display high task orientations where they give a specific job assignments, but they also need to use relationship orientations to compensate the followers' lack of abilities, so that the followers can be able to buy into their leaders' desires. Because relationship orientation is developing a good relationship with the followers. So in order to influence followers who are willing, even though they're unable but they're willing, so leaders can use relationship orientations to influence their followers. So if followers are able but they are not willing, so some followers they are able but they are unwilling. That means they have some kind of egos. So they are able but they do not willing to comply with the leaders. So these kind of followers need leaders who are more supportive and participative style. So leaders who are supportive and participative style are more suitable to influence followers who are able but unwilling. So if followers are able and are also willing, that means they are good. They also know how to do things, but they're also willing to follow. That means the leaders does not need to do much lah. So basically, this kind of followers are kind of good. So leaders do not have to do much work to convince them. So this what it says situational leadership theories. So leaders need to use different kind of leadership style based on the readiness of the followers. If followers are able and willing, that means it's easy for the leaders to use their style. That is, they don't have to do anything. Followers will comply and they also know how to do. But the problem is when the followers are unable and unwilling. It's like they do not know but they do not want to cooperate. They do not know but do not want to learn. So that's the most difficult part for the leaders to influence this kind of followers. So leaders need to provide clear and specific directions for this kind of followers. So as you can see here, for the unable but they're willing, so they do not know but they're willing to learn. This is considered quite good also, because they do not really they do not really arrogant in terms of their openness to learn, even though they know their ability. So these followers are considered good. Can leaders can display their task orientation, provide the job orientation, but at the same time have to develop a relationship with the followers, so that followers can be influenced to follow what the leaders desires. Another theories, contingency theories, is part goal theories. These theories is another contingency that extract the key element from the higher state leadership's research based on initiating structures and considerations, as well as expectancy theory of motivation. So initiating structures is based on where the leaders provide the direction, dictate the how the followers need to what kind of dictate the followers how they need to perform the jobs, and considerations where the leaders regards the followers' feelings, and they have developed mutual trust, and they also listen to the followers. And expectancy theory, they need to provide some expectancy, that means some rewards, so that to motivate the employees or to motivate followers to do what they desire. So path goal is actually derived from the belief that effective leaders clarify the path. Effective leaders clarify the path. It's like you are in the jungle and you have the leaders, you have the followers. So the leaders clear all the jungles, clear all the pathways, so that the followers will just follow the leaders easy, because it's already been cleared by the leaders. So path goal is I believe that effective leaders clarify the path just for the followers to achieve the goals. That means the leaders just clear the path for the followers just to follow their goals or their trees. So leaders should be directive. So in this way, in the path goal leaders in the path goal theories, leaders need to be directive, need to be supportive. And or some other behavior depend on the complex analysis of the situations. And directive leaders or directive leaderships can yield greater satisfactions when tasks are ambiguous or stressful. So let's say the task being given to the employees or to the followers are not really clear and also stressful. That's maybe because of the deadline, or maybe because of the difficulties of the task. So if leaders are more directive, that means they provide the path, they provide the directions, they give the instructions, they provide all the informations. So this would increase followers or employees satisfactions, because the leaders provide all the informations, they provide all the they need. So when they are highly structured or well laid out, so that's mean the path goal, the directive leaders, where the leaders directs the employees, their followers. Then when the leaders just dictate what need to be done, or give them everything that they need. So leaders who are directive provide the directions, provide the way, but do not really dictate how it's meant to be done, or do not give everything that the employees know. That's mean well laid out. So this will increase actually followers satisfaction more to if leaders compared to if leaders are high in structures, and also they laid out all the needed all the needs for the employees of the leaders to follow. Another is supportive leadership will result also in high performance and satisfactions when employees are performing structured tasks. So this supportive is needed, especially if the followers or employees doing the structured tasks. That means the routine tasks, the tasks that that means very clear for them. So another contingency theory is leader participations model. This based on the leadership behaviors and participation in the decision making. That's mean based on the relationship between followers and also leaders. So leaders' behavior must adjust to reflect the task structure. Task structure are the routines or non-routines or in-betweens. So the leaders' relationship with the followers also is in terms of symbiotic relationship. That symbiotics mean give and takes. So when we talk about participative leaders participations model, is a participations between leaders and followers in performing the jobs or the assigned tasks. Next is leader member another contingency theories. Contemporary theories of leadership is leaders member exchange theory, where leaders and members or leaders and followers exchange of relationship. So this LMX is actually the short form of leaders member exchange theory. So this theory argue that because of the time pressure, leaders sometimes establish relationship with a small group. Sometimes leaders have many followers. Leaders has many employees, or managers may have many employees. So those leaders in the organization who have many employees, and these employees may have their own teams, different kind of team. So according to this theory, LMX theory, leaders sometimes, because of the time pressure, they tend to establish a special relationship with the members who part of the small group compared to the bigger groups. So small group leaders may establish a good relationship with the members of the small groups, where they trust each other, they get a disproportionate amount of attentions, and they also like to receive special attention from the leaders compared to the big groups. So leaders in this small group explicitly categorize the followers. So in other words, the leaders categorize their followers into in group and out group. The smaller group is considered in group. The larger groups or the bigger group is considered out group. So we already studied that's in group and out group. In group, normally we tend to belong to the in groups. We tend to against the out groups. So if the leaders thinks that they belong to the small groups, that means they will have a problem. So followers with the in-group status will have high performance rating because they have a close connections with the leaders, so they will engage more with the leaders. So they engage in more helping and citizenship behavior at work. They also become less deviant at work. They also become less counterproductive at work. They also have received greater satisfaction with their superior, that's with the leaders, compared to those belong to our groups. So that's the one of the problems or disadvantage of LMX, or leader members exchange groups or theories. So we move to the charismatics theories.